The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
Just a tough opponent, Duke, last week. I thought our kids played hard. They competed all the way to 4 quarters, all the way to the last whistle. But we just came out on the opposite end of that game. Hopefully this week we have a better competition and we match up a little bit better with this opponent. But Duke is an extraordinary team, and I'm looking forward to watching them play throughout the rest of the year.
Coach, after a game like that, is the belief still there from your players? What was the sense you got from your players, after that game?
Oh, yeah, obviously we were hurt after the game to get beat like that. But, moving forward, we know, you have to lick your wounds and move forward. That was probably the best opponent that we'll see all year. In a Power 5 caliber team. So we understand that we were a little outmatched scholarship-wise and just in some cases personnel and depth-wise. But, we're not going to dwell on that very much, and we just got to move on.
What were some of the positives you could take from it?
Some of the positives were we didn't turn the ball over, which was a good thing. I saw a lot of fight in our defense. We had some guys in positions to make some plays, and they did not come through. So we just have to go to the drawing board and make sure that we clean that up and get more bodies to the ball from an offensive standpoint. I thought we executed overall pretty decent. But the biggest thing when you play an opponent like Duke, what you see is that those plays that may go for 10 or 15 yards against conference opponents, they don't go for that against teams like that. They go for 3 or 4. People rally to the ball a lot faster, and teams, they recover and react faster.
You're coming off 2 weeks playing against Duke, the best of the best you're going to see, and then against St. Aug, that's on a lower end of that scale. Where does FIU fall in that range?
Obviously, they're still an FBS opponent, so they still have more scholarships, more facilities, more things than we do. But overall, they're not a Power 5 team, so we match up a little bit better. They have some things and some personnel issues that we feel like we can take advantage of. But at the same time, we have to clean up our end of the bargain. So we have to clean up our penalties. We have to clean up things that we can control as North Carolina Central.
And they've lost to 2. They play a bunch of games against the MEAC, and they've lost 2 of those games. Is that something you guys talk about, that, it's not like they are a Power 5 team or anything like that, that they are beatable and they are beatable by a MEAC team?
Well, that's in the past. That was the last couple of years they've lost to Bethune-Cookman in our conference, but they are a much more mature team. They're a better team. You can see, they had open opponent. They beat Central Florida. They played Indiana all the way down to the wire. So they're a much improved team, just like we are. So we just have to make sure that we go into that game with the mindset of we're not playing the 2013 or 2014 FIU. We're playing the 2015 FIU, which makes a big difference.
You played ECU last year. Obviously, it didn't go so well in Greenville, but the way your guys responded, obviously you had a pretty good year last year. Can you use that as sort of a barometer of, hey, guys, didn't go well at Duke, but we can rebound from it and we still got a lot of games left?
Oh, we got a ton of football left. We haven't even embarked in conference play yet, which is a big part of what we do. What I saw from the game was a lot of positives when we get in our conference play. When we face opponents like FIU, we're going to probably be able to do some things and take advantage of some situations that we weren't able to take advantage of against Duke. And that was some of the things that I saw that I really liked from our team.
The psychology part of your job, where you come off an opener, where you're world beaters, and you've got to level the guys off a little, not get too full of themselves, and then you have a situation like last week. So you have to come at it the other way.
Right.
So, how is it for you to try to temper enthusiasm one week and say, hey, guys, it's not that bad?
Right. Well, it's good and bad. It's twofold. I told the team after the St. Aug win that, we're not as good as 72 points, but also after the Duke loss, we're not as bad as 50 points, 50-0. So we just have to make sure we're somewhere in between, and we got to make sure that we balance that as our football team. We know that what Duke was, we know what they had to offer, but we also know that FIU is a different opponent, and we have to make sure that, we still execute in our game plan and our plays, and our execution does not change week to week. I saw some great things out there, but at the end of the day, it's just we couldn't get it done.
You didn't get the result you wanted, but it's a nice showcase for the city of Durham, Bull City Classic and whatnot. I mean, is there talk between you and Coach that Coach Cut that let's continue this thing and try and play as much as we can?
Yes, I think the contract is still going on into the year 2016. So we'll continue to keep fighting, continue to keep building our program, and keep recruiting, and hopefully things get turned around over the next few years.
Looking at the last couple of seasons, you guys have only played 1 FBS school per season. This year you've got 2. How much more challenging is that for your guys in preparation?
It's twofold. It's both parts. It's a challenge on one end, but also too, it also brings excitement to our program. It helps in recruiting to know young men are going to come here and they're going to get a chance to play against high-level competition. And each year we're going to always get a player or 2 or 3 that wants to go into a season and play that level of competition. So I'm really excited about playing 2 FBS teams. We're also going to play 2 FBS teams next year as well. So it's only going to help our program. And like I said, once we get into conference play, I think that's when you're going to see the level of our competition and our players really excel.
And you mentioned recruiting. You've got Cleveland Davis from Miramar, Florida. Your kickoff guy lists his hometown as Miami. How important is it, the past coaches here have had some success in the state of Florida. How important is it to continue getting talent out of that area?
It's big for us. This past year under my tenure, I think we've signed probably three players from the state of Florida, and they all in our 2 deep. So, that's an area we're going to get back into when we go down to Miami this upcoming weekend. We're going out to some Friday night high school games as well. So Florida's going to be a big part of what we do as far as recruiting. There's a lot of talent down there in the state, and we got to make sure we promote our brand down there as well.
How's his injury progressing?
He's progressing well. He will not be available this weekend, so we'll give him this week, and then going out after the bye week, we'll reevaluate him and see where he stands.
And is it still a toe sprain? Is that the official diagnosis, a foot sprain?
Yeah, I forgot the exact name of the injury, but it is a sprain in the toe.
Okay, is there anybody else that will be available for this week's game that you already know of?
No, everybody's fine. Everybody's fine right now.
You feel kind of fortunate to come out of the last 2 weeks, but that being the only major injury, and other than that, just like bruising, regular stuff.
Yeah, I do. Anytime you play a team like a Duke, who's a lot bigger and faster and stronger, you always worry about your guys surviving that injury-free. And so far, so good. We haven't had any season-ending injuries due to those games or the St. Aug game. So we got mostly all our bullets in our gun for this game, and we're going to give our best shot.
Okay, what's the major areas that you guys are focusing on locking down against FIU? What have you seen from the lockdown?
First of all, we got to reduce the penalties. We have way too many penalties in the Duke game. We got to make sure we clean all those small, minor mistakes up. As far as our execution on offense, we got to do a better job of running the football to control the clock, and also to generate positive plays on first down. We're not doing well on third downs right now, so we got to make sure we stay ahead of the chains on first and second down. From a defensive standpoint, we've adjusted some things as far as our personnel and making sure that we get certain guys that need more playing time and move some certain positions around to make sure we better feature what they can do.
Back to the recruiting thing, Coach. Work set up in Florida before you took this job, or is it something you've had to create? And where are you at with having the resources you want to be able to cultivate talent in that area?
Yeah, when I was in South Alabama, my area was Dade and Broward County, so I had some contacts already in the state of Florida, in that Miami region, as far as coaches and knew some of the players. So when I came here, I was able to not only keep developing those relationships, but also they'd had some success in the past recruiting Florida players, and I was able to get down there. And we've done a good job. We got to make sure that we continue to get down there. We went out there during spring. We actually have 3 coaches in the area from Central Florida all the way down to Miami. So we're trying to develop and build our brand and build our name down there in that area.
Coach, just talk a bit about special teams. Game against Duke, and sent out the punting unit a couple times, but whereas many times when you punted, you only held the return yards to 12 yards. Talk about what the punt team was able to do.
Punt team did an outstanding job. Nathaniel Tilkey had great hang time. I don't know what his average exactly was, but his hang time was really good. The coverage unit was able to get down there, and that's only going to help them grow as they continue to go forward. Hopefully we don't punt as many times in the future, but they got a lot of good work and a lot of good experience in that game.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.